A very good afternoon. I bid to Madam Siti Nur Ashikin and my fellow classmates. Today our group will present the scholar assigned to us, Sir Bruce Wayne Tuckman. And before we continue, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Arvindran, metric number 256102. I would like to start the presentation by introducing Sir Bruce Wayne Tuckman. He was born on 24 November 1938 at New York City, USA. He died at the age of 77 dated 13 March 2016. He was an American psychological researcher who conducted research theory of group dynamics. He received his Bachelor of Science in Psychology at Rensselaer Polytechnic and did both his Master and PhD in Psychology in Princeton University in 1962 and 1963 respectively. He served as a professor of educational psychology at the Ohio State University. Tuckman's publication in 1965, known as Tuckman's Stage of Group Development, is what he is best known for. Now I will present a few of Tuckman's career and his works. Tuckman's contribution to the community was a lot. He published a lot of his works. One of it was a book named Conducting Educational Research, which he first published in 1972, and later on it had gone into 5 editions. Despite that, he also published a book titled Theories and Applications of Educational Psychology, which he first published in 1996, and after that it went through 3 editions. Tuckman also directed the Academics Learning Lab at the Ohio State University from 1998 onwards. He held a position as a professor of educational psychology at Florida State University from 1983 to 1998. At Rutgers University, he held a variety of positions from 1965 to 1978 before moving to the City University of New York. He also has written a novel called The Long Road to Boston, which was published in 1988. Sir Bruce Wayne Tuckman is probably best known for Tuckman's model, which he published in 1965, known as forming, storming, norming, and performing, and later from collaboration from Jensen. In 1977, he added the 5th stage and called it as adjourning. After completing his doctorate at Princeton, he went there back to take on a research on small group and organizational behavior as a research psychologist at the Naval Medical Research Institute located at Bethesda from 1963 to 1965. The research setting was prepared by the US Navy. Tuckman, including 8 others, carried out this research. Their boss, Erwin Altman, collected possible articles that relates to group development and asked Tuckman to look on it, which was about 50 articles. After going through the articles, Tuckman was looking for the best fit of sequence that fits majority of the studies and hit on 4 stages, which is first, which may be orientation, testing or dependence, second, conflict, third, group cohesion, and fourth, functional role relatedness, which he termed as forming, storming, norming, and performing. In 1977, Sir Bruce Wayne Tuckman proposed an update the model with collaboration with Mary and Jensen. They reviewed another 22 articles that appeared since the original publication. These articles suggested that there should be a fifth stage, but perfect term cannot be found, which later Sir Tuckman termed it as adjourning.
I would like to continue with the Tuckman's theory. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Monisha. My metric number is 253669. So basically, Tuckman discovered 4 stages, which are known as forming, storming, norming, and performing, as you guys know, in 1965. And then in 1977, he collaborated with Jensen to come up with another stage because they felt that this stage is not completed yet. And this stage is known as adjourning. And this simple overview of the Tuckman's model offers a simple way to understand how actual groups develop. This is especially helpful in training people in group, thus enabling the groups to fulfill their full potential. The first stage is known as forming. What is forming? Form, pembentukan. So basically, you will form a group whereby with the members that you are familiar with, or your friends, or maybe with the members that you are not familiar with, someone new. In terms of management theory, this stage presents a time where the group is just starting to come together and is described in terms of anxiety and uncertainty. Group members seek healthy behavior patterns and look up to leaders for some guidance and support. At first, everyone tends to be quiet, to be silent, and they expect that somebody volunteer to be a leader to, guide the throughout the journey. So individual roles and responsibility are always unclear in this stage. Conflict, controversy, misunderstanding, personal opinions, and serious topics are often avoided because this is a stage that the members are starting to form impression of each other and to gain an understanding of what this group gonna do. Storming stage. This is a stage where the members start to see themselves as a part of the team. This stage is mainly about conflicts and confrontation. Relationship between team members will be made or be broken in this. The initial feelings of excitement and the need to be polite have likely worn off because things is getting intense. The personality may clash, Members might disagree over how to complete a task or voice their concern if they feel that someone isn't pulling their weight, someone isn't contributing anything. So they even question the authority or guidance of the group leaders. Recognize conflict and resolve them early on. Team members must change their values, emotional behaviors, and ideas to help the members in order to avoid being distracted by relationship and emotional issues. Third stage is norming. So in this stage, people start to notice and appreciate their team members' strength. Groups start to settle into a groove. Everyone is contributing and working as a cohesive unit. Team members will realize the efforts that made by the members, and there is attention towards being a part of solving the team. And also they start to appreciate the members' commitment, and they start to respect each other. And because they are willing, the members are willing to adjust their predetermined based on the information that they shared by the other members. Members will start to value a sense of more belonging and togetherness to the group. Through this, there will be fewer problems and more mental streaming of thoughts and ideas. It means that there will be less conflict, less problems, and more ideas. However, storming sometimes overlap with normings because as new tasks arise, group may still experience a few conflicts. If you have already dealt with disagreement before, it will be probably be comfortable to address this time. You'll be get used to it. If you already used to it, it'll be easy for you to deal this time. So in this ideal situation, team begins to trust themselves during this phase as they accept the vital contribution of each member to the team. The fourth stage is known as performing stage. Once the group is clear about what it needs, it can move forward to this stage. This is the time where the group members become really united because members begins to focus on tasks and the team relationship can combine to be a synergy. And this at this stage, the morally is high as the group members actively acknowledge with the talents, skills, and experience that each member brings into the group. The team members remain focused on the group purpose, goals, and objective. Members are more flexible, interdependent, and they more trust to each other at this stage. There will be a high level of respect in the communication between team members because it might infuse with the behavior and the positivity. So the final stage is known as adjourning stage. It's the closer stage. This stage of a group is usually reached when the task is successfully completed. At this stage, the project is coming to an end, and most probably the team members are moving off in a different direction. This stage look the team from the perspective of the well-being of the team instead of the perspective of handling a team through the original 4 stages of the team growth. It is recommended to celebrate the success of their hard works and commitment because because of this they will even more motivated to reach another agreement in the future. It is also often referred as a mourning stage because at the first, a lot of insecurity and ambiguity faced by the members, and they came up with a transition plan to help them to build their support and trust to bring a successful team and avoid disengagement. Now let's move on to the application theory, for where we apply those theory and how we apply them. So basically, the Tuckman's model of this effective team is useful in numerous environments. For example, school, colleges, institutions, and universities. This implication that was discovered in a class environment by this model is to help in tracking to students' developments, talents, attitude, feeling, versatility, adaptability, adjustability to a different situation, their experience, culture, how they overcome various case scenarios, all those things. At a small micro group level, it is a tool to analyze students' action, problem solving skills, critical thinking skills, management skills, and leadership features. Leadership in the workplace. In the first stage, forming stage, the team members and leaders definitely are struggling to find their place in the group, right? The new group present the leaders with a new set of challenges to confront. Just as the team members struggle to identify their individual position in the group, the leader also drive to establish a niche and reputation of the leadership in the group as well. So the leader must prepare to answer a lot of questions regarding the team purposes, objective, the external relationship, and etc. So leader plays a dominant role since the members are not clear in this stage. So not surprisingly, forming and negotiating of identify occurs within the group process. The leader need to establish verbal communication. Doesn't matter it's verbal or non-verbal, but they need to communicate to connect to the group and attempt the infancy of this relationship. And the second stage is the storming stage. The social personas give away to more realistic views of others at this stage, and team members start to taking interpersonal risks in the form of feedback and deeper self-sharing. Differences of opinion and conflict are induced by realness. If the leader fails to understand the value of working through this disagreement, there can be a predictable problems. Lack of communication stagnates the growth of relationship with the team members and eventually impact the group's process. Next, the norming stage. The approval of the group as well as the individual of other members are encountered by group members at this level. So the leader are now more sensitive towards members' need and opinions. The leader now will witness and normalize conflict effectively and understand the disagreement that might survive this relationship. The leader will able to express a sense of support for the structure and progress of the group. While the team members pull together their roles and the group structure, the leaders are identifying their own roles in relationship with each other. This is how the team members will impact a powerful feeling of the unity. They will feel like they are together in this. And next stage will be the forming stage. Since the team members have learned to communicate with each other, they will now synchronize and promote group activities and learning. To help sustain this energy, the leader will use their interpersonal structure as tool. Leaders use open processing method, which is the act of exchanging dialogue with the members to maintain a smooth flow of communication. So the last stage, the adjourning, as the group prepare for termination, emotion as hope and anxiety can be encountered. The leader also encounter equal feelings as how the team members struggles. When once they already mingle and they already match along, and this is stage and this is the stage that they have to get separated once the task is completed. So they might feel one kind. So however, the leader must effectively process the end group and guide the proper way of ending the relationship. So leaders are encouraged to follow the process that there is in this group, namely to appropriately plan for termination. Third application that I'm going to talk about is the celebrity spokesperson. So in this area, celebrity spokesperson are a fascinating marketing tool, and a true collaboration happens when celebrity blend nicely with the product, where the celebrity becomes synonymous with the brand. With this purpose in mind, organization continues to discover, pay, and collaborate with more celebrity spokespersons. For example, SK2 skincare product by Maya Karin, brand advertisement and celebrity advertising will capture the urge of customers to be like the individual features in the ads. It means that these will influence the audience and the customer to get the product that is used by the celebrities. This will influence the audience to buy along. So in particular, the celebrity can personify the item and eventually provide the intended audience with the product relevance. But however, the organization should plan properly. So for example, by using the Tuckman's team development, they can process a developing partnership between a spokespersons and an organization. First stage or forming stage, the organization will find a celebrity who can align with product objective, and they will also not forget about to check their personal background, whether they have bad history with the other products or not, and whether they get a good feedback from the customer or not, and so on. So the contract agreement will happen in this stage. And the second stage is storming stage. Storming stage, as I said, is based on mainly of conflict and confrontation. For example, at the beginning it was going very good, and then suddenly the celebrity has unintended event happen. Maybe I don't know, one kind of maybe a sickness, fall in illness or what. So in this stage, the organization and celebrity have to communicate each other and overcome the problem that has arisen. In the norming stage, the celebrities and the organization will enjoy to be a part of this group. They feel like, okay, understanding and the communication is going on smooth. And in the performing stage is the efficiency of the product. Performing stage is mainly when the organization and the celebrity are more focused into the achieving the goal. So this is the process. This is the stage where the team is geared to efficiency. And adjournment, the last stage, is when the project is successfully done, and here is where the celebrity and the organization management will celebrate for their hard working and the commitment. And last but not least of my part is I'm going to talk about the contribution or the benefits of the management theory. So Tuckman team development model has become the most commonly referred to and most widely known because it is very general, and it is very everyone implemented in their daily life. So the model significance was a reflection on its time, reacting both to the growing importance of group in the workplace or in the house or anywhere. It proved useful for practice by describing the new ways that people were working together, helping group members understand what was happening in the development process, and providing consultation with the way to predict the stage of growth in this group. And the importance of the Tuckman model is that to help us to realize that teams are changing. It also helps to understand how they overcome different problems at various stages for the team growth.
Now we're going to present about the criticism of the management theory. Several things need to be seen about Bruce Wayne Tuckman's model. Even many researchers have been criticizing Tuckman's model, which is a team development theory. First of all, the model was framed to be a more general critique of this theory, which already discussed elsewhere with regard to life span development. Okay, let's see the first criticism of this model. The first criticism is this model or this theory was designed for small groups only. Okay, let's see the stages in this model. For example stages are forming, norming, storming, performing, and engineering are only described or designed for the small groups only. It still sounds impossible to larger groups. Yeah, for example, small groups like 3 to 4 members are able to proceed these stages in their team development. But besides that, it is very difficult for the larger groups to proceed these stages accordingly. Uh, for example, if let's say the group is 3 to 4, which is a small group, it is very easy to do forming. Even after that forming, storming also very easy, and for the performing it's very uh, smooth, easy for small group. But let's say see the larger group like 15 to 20 members in the group, it's very difficult to do forming firstly. Then after that, even if you do forming, storming also will be another problem to them. So what we can see from this model, it is only described or designed to the small groups only. And even for the larger group, it's very difficult. And then furthermore, second criticism maybe is this model is very linear, which can be known as a successive stage. As we know, group process may not be as linear, but rather cyclical in reality. Even one of the researchers criticized and argued that the group members tend to seek for balance between accomplishing the star task and building interpersonal relationship in the group. Uh, the group process is something like done by individual personality. It's not by anyone, but someone who have to be followed by all the members. It has to be free and relaxed, free and freedom to given to the should be given to the members to run their tasks and even to maintain the relationship with the group. Although in addition, the third criticism will be characteristics for each stage in the peak level model are not set in stone, and it deals with human behavior. Uh, it is sometimes unclear to team member when a team member has moved from one stage to another stage. Sometimes even there occurs some overlap between the stages. Uh, why the characteristics for each stage are not set in stone, and it should be dealt with human behavior, because most of the team development or group process should be done by the individual, not like a group uh, group or what we call a group theory. It's like something like individual has to give out their outcome to the group members. If let's say, for example, if you take the forming stage, which is the first stage in this model, Forming stage is something like the group members have to sit down, form, and have to be like know each other. So it is very what we call very linear. So it's not deal with human behavior. Even though Tuckman's models characteristics are very each stage characteristics are very realistic, but at last it's not deal with human behavior. It's it's like what it's already fixed. So it's already fixed, and the group members also have to be followed. Tuckman's model does not count on the individual roles that team members will have to undertake each time. And final criticizes will be there is no guidance on the time frame or proper time period for moving from one stage to another stage. Um, as we know, in this stage got five in this model, five stages. So at last, Tuckman haven't come up with proper guidance from for each stages. For example, the first stage is forming. From forming to the next stage, which is storming, Tuckman haven't provided the proper guideline. From forming to storming, how many period, how many time frame have been done. Like that, Tuckman haven't come out. So this could be difficult or may occur some conflict in team members. Even our daily lives or even our real life. If you take our group assignments or group process, it's like it's not like process. We have some group have some group done their forming and after that straight go to storming. Even some group they didn't even do the forming, straight away go to storming or performing. So it's like something may occur conflict between the team members if follow these stages. And in conclusion, Tuckman's theory was difficult to maintain one by one. Good members need to follow different instructions at every stage from the team members, team leaders or members to maintain effective communication and good relationship with other members. Sometimes it is very risk or very difficult to follow the stages accordingly. This is because situation may be different or maybe not at the proper time. Maybe uh, team leader has to become on some decisions. So even team members also sometimes will lead the team leader to guide the task.
Now I'm going to explain our last part of the presentation is conclusion. Okay, Bruce Wayne Tuckman was an American psychological researcher who published Tuckman's stages of group development. He came up with a few stages which are forming, storming, norming, performing, and engineering. And these stages can be applied in many places such as school, colleges, institutional, workplace, and even at celebrity spokesperson and organization. It also contribute to our daily life benefits such as help us to realize, understand, and overcome different problems, provides useful ways to communicate, and so on. Even though there is a good or and benefit, also have some criticism such as design for small groups only, very linear, and there is no proper guidance on time frame. Thank you.